My whole life, I always knew I was special. Even with no remainders, I could always move a decimal. Money on my mind while the girls that made un beso. Hustlers in my blood and it's running through my vessels. Just trying to clear the threshold, just trying to make a way. In my race against time, I could see an early grave. School to prison pipeline, 12 years a slave. Suspension and detention is conditioned for a cage.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Frank Warren rips Dillian Whyte for not showing up to the press conference. We're going to take a listen to what Frank Warren and Tyson Fury, for that matter, had to say. Now, this video appears courtesy of Fight Hub TV. Subscribe to Fight Hub for the latest on news press conference in the world of boxing. Now, let's take a listen to what they had to say.
Because this is the Tyson Fury Roadshow, and the next stop is London, United Kingdom. It's never about the opponent, like whether it's his face on there or somebody else's. It's really important. It's ugly anyway, doesn't really matter. Take him down, we should take him down, Frank. This is about this man over here and celebrating his legacy and his boxing career and celebrating it on the biggest stage that the world can get, really. And it doesn't matter if it's Dillian Whyte, doesn't matter if it's Joe Joyce, Derek Chisora, Anthony Joshua, Usyk. It doesn't really matter. Wherever it will stop next, it's always going to be the Tyson Fury Roadshow. And like I said when I was fighting Klitschko, there's only been one man on these shores ever, and he goes by the name of Tyson Fury. I'm the only man on these shores, the only man who can deliver, pull it out every single time when the pressure's on. And even when I'm put down twice in the fourth round, I will get back up and knock a motherfucker out. Because that's what I do.
Well, look, we tried it. Look, first of all, I'll bore everybody. I'll tell you as quickly as I can. WBC put the fight out for negotiations against the mandatory challenger. We couldn't reach agreed terms. We went to purse bids. We won the purse bids. We then had to fulfill certain criteria for the purse bid, which we'd done, ticked all the boxes. He then signed a contract, which he left right to the last minute before he put in, and now he's trying to renegotiate. Well, that's why we had a period to agree terms. So that's where we got to it, and one of the things was that he wanted a private jet to fly him in and out today, but we said yesterday we'll do that. In writing, we'll do that. Then they started adding other stuff to it. They didn't even want to let us use his photograph on a poster. You cannot use his image rights. I've never heard anything like it in my life. I mean, Brad's been doing this not as well, but maybe
almost as long as
together. I've never experienced. I've never heard of a fighter never showing up for a press conference for a big fight. You know, he's getting. I'm going to just refer to my notes here. He's getting 8 times more than Tyson got to fight Klitschko, an unbeaten fighter, when he went 8 times more. It's getting more than Joshua got paid to fight Martin. It's getting more than Usyk got to fight Joshua. Champions bank on themselves to win. That's what they do to become the king. You win the title, you get the money. The 20% is there. Any good fighters like Usyk did, went and beat Joshua, now he's in the big time. Ruiz done the same thing. Tyson did the same thing.
What percentage was I on when I beat Klitschko? About 1%?
It wouldn't have been like that if you'd have been with me at the time, but that's what it was.
We're not going to we're going to be scrapping more.
Frank, thank you very much. We are where we are.
Yeah.
Now,
Tyson, we are where we are, but we are where we are. That's just not right. We are where we are, but Dillian Whyte isn't. He's in Portugal. He should be here. It's disgraceful that he's not here. It's not professional. If somebody else had won a purse bid, we would have helped to make that work. We'd have been Tyson or anybody, and he's done it. He goes to the press conference. This is madness. It will be.
All right. So that's what Frank Warren and Tyson Fury had to say about Dillian Whyte not showing up to the press conference. So we're going to turn it over to Trill Dollar Bill, the man who created the term "poor Dillian." What's your reaction to what Frank Warren and Tyson Fury had to say about Dillian Whyte?
Poor Dillian. Poor Dillian, man. You've been asking for her. You've been asking for her. You done went through all these things to be with her, all these obstacles to be with her. You wrote all these letters. You done brought these different guys. everything to be with her. And she says, "Come meet me near the nacho cart," and you don't show up. That's basically what happened. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. It's just not a good look, especially if this is something that you've been asking for and we've been championing for you. You know, we came up with poor Dillian as a term of endearment because we decided that we thought that you deserved your shot. You put yourself in a lot of positions. We thought you lost your shot with Povetkin, you know, but you got that back, and you went through all this just to not show up. It's not a good look, and that's why I gave Fury all the credit because that's who deserves all the credit for the sales. Because you didn't show up. You didn't show up, and it just doesn't look good. Hopefully, you're in Portugal and you're going Rocky too crazy out there. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you're just out there losing your mind and you're just focusing on the fight because that's what you're gonna do. You want to shock the world, but it doesn't look like it. It looks bad. It does look bad. You know, it's like you're stomping your feet. It went to. You didn't like it. Went to everything. Which you getting the most money. You're getting more money, and you're getting an incentive if you do win. You know, like I just don't get it, Dylan. I just don't get it. Like I know you're thinking like, hey, it's Tyson Fury. You expected to cash out, but that ain't what it is. Maybe if you beat him, and if you really believe in your heart you can beat him, you know what I'm saying? Then you should know that the great things will come after that. You know, I don't know. It's just weird. It's just rubbing me a little weird. And Frank Warren is right in every way to feel that way. You know what I'm saying? He's right in every way to feel how he feels. And Tyson Fury too. Because y'all went through all this stuff. You had to go through court and all that. This is crazy. I just think it's just too much.
All right, Conspiracy.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm split on this one because in one breath, it looks really bad for Dillian. It does look like Dillian's being selfish. Dillian's not playing team ball. But on the other side, I'm like, and if you're only getting 20% of the pot and you're Dillian Whyte, I'll be upset too. You know, I'm like, yo, come on, fam. I'm worth more than that. Like, you got to throw me something more if you want me to promote. And if they're like, nah, the most you can get is a private jet over here to these press conferences, he's probably like, then I'm all set. I'd rather just not promote, right? And so, you know, is it a good thing? I don't know. Because the way Frank Warren's painting it, you know, calling it disgraceful, it does look from where I sit here in the U.S., it looks bad. But I don't know if people in the UK have the same sentiment as Frank Warren right now, right? Maybe people just say, oh, Frank Warren's just a promoter. That's what they do. But we're still rocking with Dillian Whyte on this. But I will say to Dillian, you better win. This is bad. So you have to win. And to be honest, this is all right. Now I'm about to hit y'all with my conspiracy theory real quick. I honestly believe in my heart of hearts, Dillian didn't want to do the press conferences because he understands Fury has the gift of gab. He knows Fury's going to talk about his chin. He knows Fury's just going to violate him like he did Wilder. So he's like, y'all better pay me what I'm worth or I'm definitely not showing up. Because nobody wants to get humiliated during a press conference with a guy like Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury got the gift of gab. Dillian's witty. But being witty is cute when it comes to a guy that has the gift of gab. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're just not as funny as this guy, you know, who has better timing and delivery than you. Yo, just the charisma that Tyson Fury has during a press conference is gonna be hot. It's gonna be real difficult to outshine that. I don't think Dillian has those skills, so I think he understands. Like, you know what, this may not be a good look for me to even show up to this press conference. The only way I'm even gonna entertain it is if they drop a bag. And he's like, I ain't got no bag. Then I'm staying my jolly ass here in Portugal.
Hi, TV. Trey, you got something? Hold on, wait. Trey, you got something?
I feel you, G, but I just feel not Dillian. Dillian can't do that. Dillian can't do that. He was clowning the homie for wearing headphones and stuff. at his press conference. He can't do that. He can't feel that.
All these guys are hypocrites, man. You know how it is. You and me, you know what I mean? So,
All right, TVE.
Man, hold up. That press conference was a little cringy. I'm not gonna lie. Like when Fury was trying, it's like he was doing the most to keep it like alive. Like because he had no. It's like when you're bombing at a comedy show. It felt like that. It was like he was doing whatever, saying whatever he could, just to keep the fans entertained. But that part said, Dillian. I said it before. Dillian went from maximum violence to maximum silence. Silence. G, can we get it from you? So you say it better than me.
nah, watch your mouth. You ain't disrespecting my pick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Silence.
Thank you. It's like Dillian, I don't know what's going on in his corner. I don't know what they got playing. There's no insight for us. But hopefully in the coming days, as this fight draws near, we get some insight. But it seems like they got it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, and they got the gun, and they writing the narrative right now. They're writing the narrative, and they could make it seem like, oh, he's in Portugal, he chose to stay in Portugal, but they know what happened in the meeting, they know what they talked about, and what Dillian didn't get. So I'm not mad at Dillian for standing his ground, but you gotta fight, stand for something or fall for anything. You hear me?
I was rocking with you until the very end. I'm like,
man, that was deep, man.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? There are certain fighters who I could understand them not showing up or doing certain things, and then there's certain fighters that I just cannot give you the benefit of the doubt. And Dillian Whyte is one of them. He done called Andy Ruiz fat, sloppy. He's called Deontay Wilder a crackhead, a windmiller. He's talked all this trash about Deontay. He's even talked trash about Tyson Fury. So now you get the opportunity to face him, you get the opportunity to fight him, and you don't show up. And this argument that he's only getting 20% of the pot, so you can understand him feeling like he's worth more, doesn't move me. The reason why it doesn't move me is because 20% of the pot is still more than 8 times more than he's ever made. And for all you people acting like what Dillian Whyte got paid for a fight, stop it, because the facts are out there. And the facts are, this is his biggest purse ever by a long shot, by a serious margin. This is his largest purse ever. Check. In addition to that, if he wins, he can win an additional $4 million. Check. You're talking about winning $11 million. So really, it's not 20%.
More money.
So what you got is 20% of the part plus an additional 4 if you win. So you mean to tell me $11 million to fight Tyson Fury, to become Ring Magazine lineal champion, to become WBC heavyweight champion, and to insert yourself in the discussion for undisputed, which means you get another major payday against Anthony Joshua or Alexander Usyk? $11 million isn't enough for that? This is what's starting to annoy me about the sport. You got people really trying to justify a man not showing up to a press conference because he's unhappy with the 20% that he's getting. When you break it down 80-20, yeah, it seems like a violation. Except when you say Tyson Fury's biggest payday is around $20-30 million, which is what he's going to get for this fight, his average, and Dillian Whyte's biggest payday is somewhere down in the under $1 million range. And then you factor in he's making the largest amount of money he's making in his entire career to fight Tyson Fury. Then you start to say, oh, it's really not a robbery. It's really giving people what they're accustomed to. Oh, no, not what they're accustomed to. No, I'm sorry. Giving Fury what he's accustomed to and giving Dillian Whyte his biggest payday ever. See, this isn't Tyson Fury's biggest payday ever. This isn't Tyson Fury's biggest fight ever. All they're doing is saying, we're going to give Tyson Fury what he's accustomed to, what he normally makes to fight Dillian Whyte, his mandatory challenger. But you, Dillian, we're going to give you the biggest pie you ever seen. This is it for you. This is the biggest. Oh, and not only are we going to do that, we're going to give you incentives. And Dillian says, oh, no, I should be on par with Fury. For what? Put it in this proper perspective. I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Juice, right? But when Q was talking to Queen Latifah, when Omar Epps was talking to Queen Latifah, he was talking, yeah, I do these parties, I do all this. He tried to make it sound good. But Queen Latifah put in this proper perspective and told him what it is. You local. You local. It sounds good. You rock the parties. Dillian, you rock the O2 Arena. You do all that in England. But your ass is local. You local. You didn't go to Dasseldorf and beat Vladimir Klitschko. Tyson Fury did that. You didn't come to America and beat Deontay Wilder twice. Tyson Fury did that. Tyson Fury is the world traveler winning. All the world over, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury. You local. You the local guy. That's why they had to bring the fight to the UK. Because you wasn't going to sell nothing in America. This is almost like a road fight for Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury went on the road to beat Vladimir Klitschko. Tyson Fury went on the road to beat Deontay Wilder. And now he got to go on the road to the UK to fight Dillian Whyte. Almost seems like it's going to be a road fight for Tyson Fury in the UK too. And he's still doing it to give you your mandatory. How many concessions must someone make? All you got to do is show up. And I'll close with this. Yeah, it's true. I've seen Tyson Fury get in Vladimir Klitschko's head. I've seen Tyson Fury get in Deontay Wilder's head. I done gave you the blueprint already. All you have to do is redirect Tyson Fury's nonsense to the fight. Oh, you got chinned by a 40-year-old. Okay, well, we'll see what happens on April 23rd. I believe that's the date of the fight. We'll see what happens on April 23rd. We'll see if you can chin me. Like, that's it. Oh, I'm the brother. I'll beat this. He's local. He said, well, I'm local and you're fighting in my jurisdiction. So it's going to be another victory for the local boy. Just keep it simple. Like, don't try to get into this back and forth with Fury. Just keep it real simple. When you start trying to outthink Fury and that's when you get sucked in. That's when just redirect it. Keep it simple. Keep it forward. Keep it whatever. And let Fury do all that stuff. But in the end, Dillian, you didn't show up. This sold out. So now Fury gets all the credit for that. The biggest fight of your career, the biggest payday of your career, the biggest everything, and you done went silent. So it's like G said, you better win. Because if you don't win, you're going to look real bad.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Brothers.